Right, hurry up, get the comments out the way. No beards. Slag me all you like. The comments section is open for you all. I'll let you guys decide how I look with this fashion statement. Or as some would say, maybe a war against fashion. Anyway, I'm back and I'm rough, right? I don't get to many away games because of the tickets being difficult to come by. So when I do, I like to enjoy myself. I went out for a wee drink yesterday. I am now paying the price. You'll be happy to know that. Anyway, transfer news. What? Before we go any further with the video, as always, like and subscribe, it would be much appreciated. However, big announcement. Yes, announcement time for everybody in the channel. This Sunday, I will be live on YouTube for 12 hours straight. God help you if you decide to come and watch. But I'm going to be live on YouTube for 12 hours straight. Why? For charity. I am teaming up, partnering, you could say, with Cerebral Palsey Scotland to raise money for the World Gaming Day event, just for a bit of fun, and obviously for a very good cause, to raise lots and lots of money, hopefully, for a Glasgow-based charity, a Scottish charity, which is doing great work, day in, day out, for obviously young people with cerebral palsy and people who suffer in general with cerebral palsy in Scotland. So I'm going to be live for 12 hours straight. What am I going to be doing for 12 hours? Well, we'll find out as we go along. It's meant to be for World Gaming Day, so we'll probably jump on some different games, play some Football Manager, play some FIFA, play some F1, play some COD, I don't know, just play different things, generally talk about football, life, Celtic, other things, have a bit of a laugh, hopefully get some people on throughout the 12 hours, and who knows, if I'm feeling adventurous, I might play some drinking games or something. I don't want to make any promises yet. I've not even got a beard to shave off for a laugh, like, it's not here. So that's out of the window. But join us on Sunday. Yes, I say us. Join me. And you can already donate, by the way. The link is open if you want to go and donate some cash before Sunday. Right, let's quickly touch on Livingston yesterday, and then we'll get into the big news that's broke, of course, about Celtic's transfer news for the January transfer window. We're going to talk about yesterday because I never got to do a match review. I'll keep it brief because, well, it's outdated a little bit, and we won. 3-0 to Celtic, job done, easy peasy. Don't even feel like we had to get out of second gear yesterday. A very standard, typical Celtic win, Celtic performance, and that's now 2 wins on the bounce at the Tony Macaroni, the Anthony Mac. Yes, crazy. You know, how we couldn't kick our own arses at Livingston for years, and then suddenly Ange Postecoglou comes in and we're battering them 3-0. Love to see it. The progress of this team is just every week, you know, there's something to talk about that's getting better and better about this side. And I don't want to keep bringing it up. I'm not bitter about it, but you know, for some, this was an implosion a month ago. You know, we were under an implosion. Things were tits up and we were struggling. But you know, to end that month off, a very difficult month, and now move into November with the amount of points that we've racked up, and now a 4. One day that phone will be unplugged, I swear. But we've got a 4-point gap at the top of the table as well. We're just, you know, returning to near full fitness with the injuries that we've had and players coming back now. We're just in such a good position. And as I said, for a side that was imploding, not too bad. We're in a decent place. Yesterday, as I said, I don't feel like we had to get a second gear, or first gear even. You know, we just kind of strolled it from start to finish. We held the ball really well. We weren't wasteful in possession. And Livingston, they sat back with however many men you wanted behind the ball. They tried to make life difficult, but we found the right moments in the game to take our chances. And you look at the goals we did score yesterday, you know, brilliantly worked. And the first one is just, tremendous from Kyogo. Brilliant. And, you know, people are very reactionary in our support, and, you know, we've not been able to kind of enjoy this season as much as I think we should, because we can't decide who should be in the team or not, and people will change their narrative on players weekly. But it was a kind of reminder from Kyogo of how good a player he is and how these goals. I mean, I never forgot, and the majority of us have never forgot how good a player is. He's magical. He's one of the best players I've seen in a long time at Celtic. But, you know, that was a reminder, the finish yesterday. He's got that in his locker. He can score lethal goals like that, you know what I mean? And he's not maybe done that for a while. Maybe he's been off it a little bit for the last few weeks, but he's not went away anywhere. He's not dropped in form. He's not suddenly an afterthought. You know, we're in a position now, we have two really good strikers that know how to score goals. The other should have got a goal yesterday. We'll maybe touch on that, but it was brilliant. And just overall, I thought we were really, really good defensively. We looked strong enough. Couple of wee mishaps, errors, but they weren't anything major. I really thought that Greg Taylor once again has showed that you may as well give him the Player of the Year award just now. There's not even a point in getting to the end of the season to hand it out. It is Greg Taylor. And even if he had a very bang average second half to the season after the World Cup, which I very much doubt he will, I think he's still Player of the Year. He has improved dramatically to an unbelievable extent. And what he brings to this team now is really good quality that you'd miss deeply if he was to get hurt or if he was to be suspended. He has been the standout player in this team week in, week out since the beginning of this season. He's been unbelievably good. And, you know, I looked at some of the statistics, and shout out to Hamill. I might throw it on screen. Shout out to him. Some of the statistics from yesterday, just unbelievable what he's doing as a player now, and the way that he comes in and he's playing so tucked in the middle, but he's still very much got that side to him that can be a traditional fullback. He just does it all. And he's doing it so well. And I'm genuinely getting to the point now where I'm like, you know, for years we spoke about KT and we keep bringing up his name, and I'm not comparing the two of them. I'm not saying anything. KT's a 25 million quid Arsenal player. There's a reason he is where he is. But what I'm saying is, you know, people have been crying about the KT replacement for years. We've been patient, we've had to wait, but Greg Taylor is certainly fucking getting there when it comes to levels. He's getting up to a position where we were really strong in with Kieran Tierney as our starting left back. Greg Taylor is getting there. I really do believe that, because he can't convince me otherwise that he's not been good enough to say that this season. He's just showing constant progression in his game, both technically and just with his brain as well. The way that he's working in this Ange system, it's integral to the success of his system. And he's playing to that really, really well, Greg Taylor. So, brilliant again from him yesterday. Brilliant from the whole team. I thought there was some really good performers in there. 3 points at the Tony Macaroni. You can't be unhappy with that. Transfer news. Yes. What? Where does this come from? Celtic are set to land their first signing of the January transfer window. It's October the 31st. It's October, it's Halloween. And we're talking about signings already. I've got all my tabs open. Pardon me for looking away over to see my notes and different articles and stuff. But we're set to make our first signing of the winter window. Out of nowhere. Yuki Kobayashi is the name. And centre-back is the position, and the fee has been agreed. So it has been reported. Anyway, we are heading back over to Japan, heading into a market we've obviously been very successful in under Ange Postecoglou. We don't need to go through the obvious, but Hatate, Maeda, Kyogo, not so much Ideguchi thus far, but a market that we've been very, very successful in, we are dipping back into, and we look set to sign our 5th player from the J-League, with Vissel Kobe and Celtic apparently agreeing a fee. Yes, we are signing a centre-back, and not just any centre-back, a left-footed, left-sided centre-back. Yeah, I can't believe it. We are finally going to have a player in the centre-back position with a left foot. That is brilliant. We've been waiting for this. Now, a lot of people don't really look into these things, but it's really important to have a player who can be natural on his left foot when you're at the left side of that defence. I don't know where he's coming in to be in the pecking order. I'm not going to sit here and guess, because I don't know enough about him. I don't know how good he is. I've never seen him kick a ball. But what I'll say, what is very important is to have a player like that. Now, we've been very lucky that Starfelt and Jens as well have been good players for us. And it's not really phased them. You know, I think that, you know, there's not been any problems with them being right-footed. As I said, it's a very small thing. But with the football we play and the distribution that we like to play with at the back, it's very important to move the ball quick. It's very important to move it fast and move it forward. Without taking too many touches, yada, 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 things like that. And even if, sometimes they drive with it. But anyway, point being, you can get a ball over to a left-sided centre-half and they can use a left foot. makes it so much more comfortable and easy, and it looks as though we are finally signing one, a left-sided centre half. Yes, so the name is Yuki, it's not Yogi, Yuki Kobayashi, who looks to be coming in. Now, I don't think there is an actual fee number, but apparently a fee has been agreed. They have reportedly agreed there, and looks as though he's going to become the first signing of the winter window. Let's have a look at the player a bit. 22 years of age, a very young centre-half as well, someone who will be coming in to, you'd imagine, do a job for the foreseeable for Celtic. He's a former Japan under-21. He is currently with Vissel Kobe in the J-League, the same team that we signed Kyogo Furuhashi from. Of course, that side that Andreas Iniesta plays for in Japan. Quite a tall guy as well, decent enough size centre-back. And born in 2000, which makes me very sad because I was also born in 2000. He's played 31 times in the 2022 campaign for Vissel Kobe. Throughout his career, he scored 3 goals as well. All coming in previous seasons, not this campaign. But he's been centre-half there, 22 years of old, yet to become a Japan internationalist at senior level, but looks to be a decent enough player. Some of the statistics that I'm looking at here on screen, as I said, not going to sit here and pretend that I know his game and I've watched him, and I'm not going to say he's good, he's bad. I'm in the same boat I was when we signed the other boys from the J-League. No idea. Defensive actions, some of the highest in the league, I think, in comparison with the rest and the other defenders. Good with the ball at his feet, which is obviously, very important for a Celtic centre-half, and Ange Postecoglou's centre-half. Loses the ball less than the rest of the league on average, which is nice. All these kind of little things, they all very important to our style of play. You can't lose the ball because the centre-halves have a big job to do, and moving that ball out and starting the kind of attack of the game. Good in the air, stuff you want to read about a centre-half. It looks like he could be a cracking fit if you go off statistics. Of course, statistics doesn't paint the whole picture. You can only take all of that with a pinch of salt. But if you're going to go into that and use that as your reading, then you'll be liking what you see so far. He is a product of the team's youth academy, and don't get confused if you try and look him up, because there is 2 players of the exact same name that play for Vissel Kobe. The one that we are signing, Yuki Kobayashi, is the younger of the 2, 22 years of age versus the 30-year-old who's there. At first I thought it was the 30-year-old. I said, hold on, we're not signing the 30-year-old, are we? That's a bit unlike us, but no, we're signing the younger one, 22 years of age. Has had promising reviews from the media in Japan. He's apparently been an impressive defender in building attacks and starting the ball from the back. Well, listen, we'll judge him when he's here. But the main thing is, we are moving fast, and that's a sign of intent. We didn't hang about last year, if you remember. The triple signing of Hatate Maeda and Ideguchi was made very early on. Matt O'Reilly waited a little bit longer, but it was in the works because, remember, we wanted Riley McGree. Didn't happen. But that was in the move very quick. This is happening all quick again. We want our business done. Because why? Because we're smart and we're running incredibly well. And what other reason? Because we're smelling blood at the moment, I reckon. I think there is blood to be smelled. There's a mess at the other side of the city. This side of the city, brilliant. Keep that up, build on it, move fast, and you could be light years ahead of your opponents. I think to an extent we already are ahead. In terms of football club and the way we're running, fans being happy and the way we're playing in the park, we're miles ahead at the moment in time. Not saying that's going to have any meaning come the end of the season. You never know how things go. It's a long season. But right now, we look good. But we can make it light years if we move quick. And that's exactly what we're doing right now. It'll be good to have another centre-half in, as you know, because, well, we need depth there, I think. I know Jens, Vickers and Starfelt, 3 really good players. I like them a lot, especially Cameron Carter-Vickers. He's another level. But, we've seen how difficult it can be when Starfelt gets injured, because it happens quite often. And we see someone like Welsh come in who's very hot and cold. And then obviously Jens is only on loan. So it's nice that we're building depth here, and I think that bringing in another centre-half is a smart idea in general. So we'll hopefully learn more about him in the coming days, and more about the transfer in the coming days. When will Celtic officially announce it, if it happens? Don't know. Going to be an interesting one with the World Cup, of course, coming up, and then obviously January is not till January. So we've got a couple of months, but entertaining reading. And that'll do it for today. I spoke for a long time, so I'm just going to go. See you later.